You ever had a lucky coin or maybe a special photo you keep in your wallet just in case? Well, that feeling, that deep human need to carry something with us to keep us safe, it's universal. And it has an absolutely incredible history. Today, we're going to dive into one of its most fascinating forms, the Buddhist talisman.
And what's so amazing is the contrast you see right here. On one hand, you have these beautiful, ancient, sacred objects just steeped in history. And on the other hand, you can literally just add one to your online shopping cart. This tells you we're not just talking about the past. This is a living, breathing tradition that's adapting to our modern world.
So, that gets us to the big question, right? What is it about these intricate designs that gives them their power? Is it just beautiful art? Is it a kind of prayer? Or is it something else entirely? Well, to figure that out, we've got to unpack some very, very old ideas.
All right, so to really get a handle on these objects, we have to talk about a word that's almost always attached to them. And honestly, it's a really loaded one: magic.
You know, the word magic has not always meant what we think it does, far from it. In ancient Persia, it was actually a term of respect for priests. The ancient Greeks at first thought it was a gift from the gods, but later, it started getting a bad rap. And that negative spin really got locked in by early Christianity, which basically called magic the work of demons, to draw a clear line between that and their own holy miracles.
So, all this complicated history led some thinkers back in the 19th century to come up with this super simple, straight-line idea of how humans think. They argued that humanity kind of evolved. We started with so-called primitive magic. Then we graduated to organized religion. And finally, we reached the ultimate stage, the pure logic of science.
But here's the thing, reality is always so much messier, isn't it? That neat little timeline just doesn't work. The truth is, these powerful, protective objects are found in pretty much every culture on Earth, totally blurring those clean lines between magic, religion, and yeah, even science.
I mean, just look at this. This is an incredible Tibetan protective talisman from the 18th century. This is not just a pretty drawing. It's a complex map of the cosmos, a diagram of sacred forces, all designed to bring order to a chaotic world and keep the person who owns it safe.
And this isn't just a Buddhist thing, not by a long shot. Check out this Islamic talismanic shirt from the 16th century. It is covered in verses from the Quran, and it was believed to wrap the wearer in divine protection.
Sometimes even physical armor wasn't considered enough. This is a 19th century Korean suit of armor made of cotton, and it has these talismanic symbols sewn right into it. So you've got physical defense and spiritual defense all in one.
Okay, so before we get to the really cool stuff, let's just get two words straight, because they get mixed up all the time. An amulet, think of it like a shield. It's defensive. You wear it to ward off bad luck. A talisman, though, is more like a battery. It's believed to actively project power, to bring you good luck and protect you.
And this is where Buddhist traditions did something that was just truly brilliant. They took this universal human desire for protection and created a whole unique spiritual technology around it.
The secret ingredient is a concept called dharani. It's a Sanskrit word and it means to hold. And it refers to a sacred sound, like a chant or a short text, that is believed to literally hold the entire essence of a Buddhist teaching. Think of it like concentrated spiritual power.
So here's the genius of how it works. Step 1. It all starts with something invisible: sound. The power of sacred sound is a huge deal in many Indian religions. Step 2. They figured out a way to capture that sound, to write it down, using this special, powerful script called Siddham. And Step 3. The result is a physical thing, a talisman that literally makes the power of sound tangible.
And this is what that looks like. This is a dharani talisman. See those circles of text spiraling out? That's not just for decoration. That is the captured sound. It's the prayer, made physical, wrapped around the Buddha. It's basically a piece of sacred technology.
So you've got this incredible technology, but how did people actually use it? Well, they used it to face some of the biggest, scariest challenges in life.
I mean, imagine a world with no modern medicine, no antibiotics. During a plague, these talismans were like a frontline defense. This one here was made to fight epidemics. It promised to prevent sickness, keep evil spirits away, and even help you with nightmares you might have from being so scared of getting sick.
But maybe their most critical use was for another huge crisis: childbirth. And to really understand just how terrifyingly dangerous that was, you just have to see this number: 60%.
60%. Let that sink in for a second.
In 17th and 18th century Korea, 60% of women in the elite class died before they even hit 50. Childbirth wasn't just another life event. It was one of the single most deadly things a woman could ever go through.
So it's really no surprise that people made talismans for every single problem you could think of. I mean, they cover everything from big worries like the house burning down or getting a promotion, all the way to the incredibly specific, real dangers of childbirth. There's even a talisman for removing the bloody stink of the placenta. These were not abstract ideas. They were practical tools for very real, very terrifying problems.
And this need for protection? It didn't end when life did. You could argue it got even more important. This photo here is from the excavation of a scholar's tomb in Korea. And what they found inside shows just how crucial this spiritual tech was for the soul's final journey.
Look at this. Painted in pure gold, right on the wood of the coffin, were these powerful incantations. This one translates to the incantation of the shattering the hell. It was designed to literally blast open a safe path for the soul in the afterlife.
And as if that wasn't enough protection, check this out. This is the inside of the coffin lid. It is covered with 350 golden letters written in that same sacred Siddham script we talked about. This was a complete 360-degree spiritual protection system, designed to wrap the soul in sacred sound for its journey into whatever comes next.
All this history is just mind-blowing, but it brings us full circle, back to where we started. Is this all just stuff from the past? Absolutely not.
Today, the tradition is totally thriving. It just looks a little different. Yeah, older generations might still go to a temple or visit a fortune teller to get a talisman, but younger people, well, they can just hop online and buy one. The delivery method has changed for sure, but that fundamental human need for a little extra protection, that hasn't changed one bit.
So what all this really shows us is that even in our modern scientific world, we still reach for these kinds of objects. So the next time you see someone with a good luck charm, or maybe you even reach for one yourself, just remember this incredible history of sound being made into a physical object, of protection against our biggest fears. And just ask yourself, in a world that's supposed to be run by data and logic, what power are we really giving to the things we choose to carry with us?